What do we got? Team Blue is ready. We got ourselves how do you say name? Aldevanathol. Aldi, how you doing, my man? Are you working by any chance or actually human? Look at that face, dude. We got ourselves also Drally. We got ourselves Hell Hunter. We got ourselves Peachy in the back as a feral. And Thundress is an elemental shaboy. Versus Team Red with Boomasaur, I think, going back. Oh no, it's still Demonology. We got Seawork in the back, as I want to say Arcane, maybe? Frost? It's hard to tell. We got ourselves Depression here. We got ourselves Jade Soldier. Look at anything but Jade. And we also got Swole Train as Team Red. Swole Train going up first. Yo, Hell Hunter, don't kite this man. Don't make it a super long kite game with him, please. Hell Hunter, what are you, Beast Mastery? I think you're Beast Mastery. Maybe a Marksman. Could be a surprise marksman. He does have a pet. The pet is Sparking. I want to say it's a mastery pet, but we'll see. Hell Hunter goes for a bit of a bow for Swole Train. He gives a bow right back. It's going to start him with a slow off the bat. Swole Train rolling behind the pillar, stunned by the pet. It is a Beast Mastery Hunter as Hell Hunter is trying to get himself a bit of a setup. Not popping any cooldowns just yet. Not really going for big cooldowns. In cap by Swole Train, looking to get himself a big old leg sweep. Touch of Death, maybe. He's going to get the images up and running. Increasing his health. Karma as well as Touch of Death. Hell Hunter could literally turtle out of this. Is trying to get a freezing trap onto Swole Train, popping in himself survival with the fittest. Probably should have just sacrificed Turtle at that point, because that was a big defensive. It's actually going to have to go for acceleration and try to see if he can run away from Swole Hunter for now. Or Swole Train, Swole Tyrion. Disarm onto the Hunter for a second. Fist of Fury is flying from the Coltiran Monk for a second. The Hunter doesn't really have anywhere to go. I feel like maybe a couple mistakes have been made by the Hunter. Cannot get away from the Monk for the life of him. Turtle Shell still available if they want to actually pull this pet away for a second. Somehow the pet was stunned or whatever. It looks like the pet gets random stuns from time to time. Fist of Fury coming down. Hell Hunter might have to Turtle Shell this, and he has Turtle Shell it. It's going to be the pet empowered now. It looks like that is a Beast Shell Wrath, that or some other ability. But Hell Hunter is going to try to see if he can slink back behind the pillar. Swole Train getting a nice dragon kick to catch up. In cap onto Hell Hunter, trying to get a slow up. Stunned by the Hunter onto Swole Train. No trick available. Is he going to be able to get the big damage up? Keeps swapping the wrong person. I'm so sorry. It's going to be Hell Hunter. Try to see if he actually can get a root on Swole Train. Does land it into a disarm by the Monk for a second. Does eat a freezing trap, however. Finally, the Hunter gets himself some distance away from the Monk. Might be able to pull his pet back and give himself that Spirit Man. Is going to get himself a Spirit Man as well. Just honestly needs to keep the Monk out in the open for just a second. Hit him with a bunch of abilities. Get the pedal beefed up with Frenzy. Get the auto attacks really rolling. Bestial Wrath. Stun lock him and he should be in a good spot. Trying to go for as far as he can around the border of the arena. Fist of Fury do lock him down, doing quite a bit of damage. Does hit him with a Whirling Dragon Punch as a Hunter tries to disengage. Does land a freezing trap and accidentally picking up the eyes though. Look at this man, dude. Look how graceful he looks. I think he broke that right arm, but he looks graceful either way. That's going to be a biting shot by the Hunter. Tiger results for Swole Train. Not a set in a binding shot at all. And looks like Hell Hunter kind of just... He keeps stopping for no reason. I don't really know what he's doing, but he keeps stopping for a second. Just stops using all abilities, stands still, pops an ability, then starts moving. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do, but that's going to be a leg sweep. Images up and running. I think Swole Train is just looking to him. And the duel? I feel like this duel should have been long a while ago. How's Hell Hunter healing himself? Is that what's going on? I actually am confused. Swole Train trying to land some Fist of Furies onto Hell Hunter, trying to make the most amount of damage happen here. And Hell Hunter is still somehow alive. Acceleration has been used. I don't know if they still have the pet Spirit Man available or not. I believe that is what keeping him alive. Touch of Karma coming down. Swole Train actually taking quite a bit of damage. Again, it keeps swapping the wrong person. Fist of Fury to lock him down. Hell Hunter barely has any health. Doesn't go for a faint death. Well, Swole Train actually backing up completely. Don't know if that was a good idea. Hell Hunter still has dots and down he goes. I don't even know where those dots came from, honestly. But down that Hunter goes. That was a little awkward to look at, boys. Not gonna lie. I don't really know what Hell Hunter was trying to do. It didn't look like he was trying to play this class at all. It looked like he was just trying to run circles around Swole Train. I don't even know how he wasn't dying. Is he gonna go for big touch of death? He's gonna get touch of death images up and running. He's actually tricking out of the Hodge as Drac is just looking to line aside and get away from Swole Chain while the touch of death goes off. Trying to take the minimal amount of damage from it. And it's looking like he's just gonna continue cutting him around. Hand Freedom is up a little bit early. Does have wings up and running. Images still up for Swole Chain. Does pop a wall with a disarm onto Drac. It looks like he's just gonna port away. Drac needs to get a pony up and catch up to Swole Chain immediately if he wants to get the maximum damage out of that Shield of Vengeance. It looks like just as a defensive, it was good enough. Swole Chain looked like he was the one who wants to go for a bit of kiting. He did get a shrink out of Drac, so if he can go for a big setup next time with the next leg sweep, Drac should not be able to shrink it out of the next stun. His human racial should be on cooldown. Bob coming out for Drac actually. As still Swole Chain going for a full set of images. Hodge coming down by the Paladin. Does he have any setup whatsoever? That's going to be Tempest Verdict. Actually getting Swole Chain to about almost 50% health. BEEFCAKE coming out for Swole Chain as he's just going to get back into the tussle with Drac. Does have Lexium. Doesn't have the most amount of damage here. No images, but the Fist of Fury is going to lock down Drac a little bit down. Wings are up and running for the Paladin. Instant disarm for Swole Chain. Is that a bubble available? No bubble available for the Paladin. And Swole Chain takes him out very easily. Peachy is up next as a Feral Druid. Hopefully, they'll have an easier time against Swole Chain. Just gonna start on stealth immediately. Big bite maybe to follow. It looks like Peachy is actually going for a slightly slower opener. Does get himself Twisted Appendage, which is gonna force the karma out of Swole Chain while Thorns is up with Peachy. Swole Chain just trying to make that karma and do the most amount of damage to Peachy. Doesn't cap it for a second. I don't know if that takes away all the karma damage, but it's going to be double crucible with Peachy as he's looking to continue cutting Swole Chain. Swole Chain feeling very confident here. Does get a restun and a restun. Big bite onto Swole Chain, and Peachy looking to continue to get away. He got the bleeds up and running. He even got a Twisted Appendage in case Swole Chain pokes around the corner. But he got himself just a decent opener. The more of those appendages he can get, the better. Swole Chain does set himself up a bit of a ring of peas, ring of boopity bob to keep himself at bay. Peachy gonna wait it out a little bit. 6 minutes in. Leg sweep by Swole Chain. Force the chicken out of Peachy. Wall coming out by Swole Chain. Is he gonna go follow that up with a touch of death by any chance? I don't think so. Normally, a lot of monks like to do that. Just pop wall and then also pop touch of death. Then just continue on. But at least he's just using it as a defensive. Big bite, or at least what thought it was going to be a big bite at Peachy. Appendages do come out. So Ultra trinket it out of that root. Needs to kill the appendage. That's going to do quite a bit of damage to him. Actually chooses to go for a bit. Oh, Haymaker to follow onto Peachy after popping a defensive of Diffuse Magic to deal with the appendage instead of having to kill that thing. Didn't want to spend a global jab in it while Fist of Fury was flying, so better pop a defensive while it's up. And Peachy still has cooldown, still wants to go for a big setup onto Swole Chain. Huge bite to follow after, does not really have any burst to follow up from that. And Peachy is looking just to catch another full reset. Swole Chain is going to have to vivify himself back up to full. 7 minutes in. The dampening is starting to set in little by little. 60% dampening, still going to allow these guys to do quite a bit of healing. Thorns are off of Peachy, which is actually pretty bad for Swole Chain. Does have karma if he wants to really min-max the damage. It looks like Swole Chain just trying to see if he can get himself a little bit of running. Does port away from Peachy, try to juke him out, but looks like he's just gonna have to hug that corner some more. Might have to be using karma here pretty soon. He is pretty low on health. Popping in images after Alexa put to Peachy. Fist of Fury to follow right after. Does he have the damage to follow? Peachy actually super low. Karma coming out by Swole Chain. Peachy cannot attack whatsoever. Does get a Twisted Appendage proc, which is going to reverse the damage back through that karma. Peachy actually not looking that good as the Twilight Devastation Beam follows. Actually super low on health. Oh my goodness. And Swole Chain does take down Peachy at the very end. Oh my goodness. I felt like the first two duels were a little bit slower, and the Peachy turned out to heat by just a hair, just by a little bit. Looks like it's going to be Thundress next. It looks like it is going to be Thundress. Getting a Flame Shock into Swole Chain immediately. He does break his own incap though. Lightning Lasso coming out. No chicken available for Swole Chain for 20 seconds. And Thundress could actually do a lot of damage. Does he have any resources? Oh no, the Dragon Kick does not work for Swole Chain whatsoever. The Frost Shocks are keeping him slowed. Is going to get himself a bit of a port upstairs. And Thundress is looking to catch up with the guy immediately. We actually just lost somebody on Team Blue. Not a lot we can do about it. Touch of Death onto Thundress right now as looks like it might be taking a lot of damage here. Stormkeeper coming down, and Swole Chain is going to take a bunch of damage. Popping Diffuse Magic. Big Earthshot coming down. Thundress having to wall himself off right now. Leg sweep as he's trying to get a Hex off of Swole Chain. Does get an interrupt onto the Hex. Looks like Thundress might be going down here in just a moment. Lightning Lasso does come in clutch, but it's still super DR. Does Thundress have knock back at all? Needs to get slows, continuing slows onto Swole Chain. Actually has him super low, but Swole Chain does take him out at the end. Now we did have somebody on Team Blue leave. I don't even know who left, dude. But they bailed before they wanted to go for a big old 1v5 Swole. I don't even know what happened, dude. His screen froze versus the mage. He would have won probably. Oh, yeah? Unlucky, dude. Unluckers. But there it is. Swole Train, big old 1v4.